Mm, 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 mm. Happy Friday! Hi. Good evening, and thank you guys for coming back again to my second Friday night session. It's a business date night for me. It's everything business, the things that I absolutely 100% love. So tonight actually is a super exciting night for me because I am 6 days plant-based, and actually the owner of my new health coach and favorite place to eat now is Cozy Cloud. So we're going to talk about her a little bit tonight as well in her journey. We're also going to talk about the topic for tonight's Friday night session is research and development of your new business. So I definitely want to talk about some things that could help you if you are planning on starting a business, or if you already have one and you're kind of been winging it a little bit. Tonight is going to get a little bit more detailed and process based, or at least brainstorming of said processes, right? So, and we're also going to go over a couple of questions that some of my friends put down in a post on my Facebook feed about various different things. And I'll give you my opinions and my thoughts. Again, there's no wrong or right way. There's a million ways to skin a cat. So definitely continue to do your research, which is my number one biggest thing that I love to do and to tell my clients, right? And then we'll get into, the normal stuff like the weekly wins and talking about our Mission 100, Assist-U's Mission 100, and we'll go from there. So, ready? Because I'm super excited. All right, so let's dive in. So, tonight let's talk about Cozy Cloud. She is tonight's live sponsor. Cozy Cloud has just been a huge joy and uplifter in my life, right? I've only known her for about a month, and I started using her services last week. And I said in the Facebook post a couple days ago that I would disclose how much I've actually already lost. If you don't know, I'm a mother of 5. I've been working for myself for a couple of years and working from home with all this COVID stuff. So I've been very just sedimentary. And the pounds don't want to run away, right? So Cozy was referred to me by a client of mine that I love very dearly. And Cozy actually has a phenomenal story. I believe she is celebrating about 3 years of being completely plant-based. She's lost well over 100 pounds. She researched herself a lot of healthy facts and foods and things that you should be eating if you have bloating or if you have pain. She was in a horrific car accident. And she gained a lot of weight. And from there, she just decided one day, you know what, I'm going to move to Florida. I'm going to lose this weight. I am going to be first a testimony to herself and only digest things that are really going to help my body and my mind and my soul, right? So this is a picture of the first time we actually met each other when I got my meal plan. And in the photo are some of her pictures that's on her Facebook page of meals that she actually has prepared for other people. And then the one on the plate, that is my couscous salad, my very first time ever making it. And it was scrumptious. So I would definitely say reach out to Cozy Cloud. Her contact information is in the ticker tape down at the bottom of your screen. She's phenomenal. Okay. All right. So this week, let's just do this real quick. And it's my favorite thing to talk about with my business besties and my friends. And, to myself, I'll be cheering myself. I'll be like, oh, you did that? Oh, okay. Good job, Antonia. So wins of the week, a couple of wins people were putting in the comments on the Facebook post that we had. was that I know Estrelita said that she has had the best summer ever in real estate. I know that Simone said that she just launched her retail website. She is pivoting, right? She's a hairdresser and she wants to have an additional stream of income just in case, things unfortunately might get shut down again or whatnot. But she launched that. I have another person who said that she was happy she joined the Assist-U team. She's a new team member of ours. So hi, Kia, love you. And it just goes on and on and on. So my personal win for this week is I actually gained a new client, and she is totally different industry than I've ever dealt with or worked with, but she just has such a force of a message. And I'm proud of myself because I've been approached by a couple of people and I've had to gain the willpower to say no. That you and your business, very nicely, of course, do not fall in line with the mission of Launch 100 that Assist-U is on right now on our track. And I was really proud of myself. And then I was kind of sad when I said no. And, you feel that in your pit of your stomach, like, did I do the right thing? But then lo and behold, someone else found me in a Facebook group. And after talking with them, they're a perfect match. So, it's okay to say no is what I also found out this week. Well, that's the part of what I learned this week, but we'll talk about that later. So, all right, let me see real quick before we move on. Oh, Anya said do not skin cats. Sorry, Anya. It's okay. All right, awesome. Hi, Kia. I see you. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and move on to tonight's topic. So tonight's topic is actually something that I really, really love, research and development. And I'm pretty sure when a lot of people saw that topic on tonight's Facebook Live, you were like, what is that? I don't understand. Last week she did market research. Well, here's the difference to me, in my opinion. Market research is when you're looking to see what other people are doing, just so you can find out whether or not you have a viable business idea, or you can find out if this is actually something that you want to do, and you determine whether or not you want it to be a hobby, a full-blown business, or like a side hustle, right? That's what I feel like is a part of your market research. Research and development deals a little bit more in depth. Okay, so if you can see this, let me actually make it a little bit bigger for you. All right, so let's get started at the first circle, which is vendors. So when you start a business, it doesn't matter what kind of business you actually have, you're going to need some type of vendor, unless you are, well, no, even that one you would need a vendor. The example I was going to give is unless you are producing something. You actually have to have a vendor no matter what, and to get those raw materials, right? If you're actually making something or producing something. So what I would like is if you're in this stage of your business where you haven't actually started yet, for you to take some notes and, do your due diligence, right? So what I want you to do is to start thinking about some things administrative wise. So in your business, how are you going to accept payments? You want to look in for a point of sale vendor, a merchant to use. A lot of people use Square. A lot of people use PayPal. Some people are using Cash App. So you really want to be clear how you're going to accept your money. Also, website. You can do market research and ask in Facebook groups or wherever you frequent what other people are using to host their website or to build their website. Client management databases are also very, very important. You want to make sure that you have some place to house all of your client information. And if you have a team like I do, you want to make sure that you have a timekeeping system so you can track what everybody's doing, what they're spending their time on, and so that you can pay them accurately, right? That leads me into how you're going to pay your people if you have people, a payroll system. I prefer Gusto. Very simple, very cost effective. I love them to death. Customer service is amazing. So these are the things that you want to think about vendors as far as administrative wise. Now, sourcing, I touched on a little bit. So if you are a clothing brand, you want to source your manufacturers. You want to source who's going to do your packaging, where you're going to order your packaging from. If you are starting a coaching business and you want to do courses, you want to think about how you're going to communicate with your clients. How are you going to save your courses? What membership site are you going to use? So definitely consider these things while you are researching the start of your business. So let's move over to the next circle, processes. I can't tell you how many businesses I've walked into, I've worked with, I've quit, I've worked with that do not have processes set in place. Has that ever happened to you? Do you know of any? Have you ever been sitting at your desk or in a restaurant and you're like, why is that person doing this? Why is that doing that? There's a movie that I love where it's like a car racing movie, and they're trying to build a car to beat the Lamborghini. And a gentleman was about to get fired, and he walks over to the owner, and he's like, well, sir, I can tell you what's wrong with your company. It took 8 people passing around a piece of paper and the folder that you're currently holding to fire me. And it's because the process was broken. So as you create your business, not that you want to be better than other people, you want your business to be the best representation of yourself. And though one of the biggest ways to do that is with processes. So you want to think about your client experience. You want to think about, once this person hits my website, what is the first thing they're going to see? What is the first thing they're going to notice? What is their experience going to be as they're shopping on the site? Are they going to feel bombarded with a lot of pop-ups and spin this wheel to get a discount and please give me your email address? Or are they going to feel calm and happy and enjoy shopping on your website? And once they get that beautiful crafted email, and they're going to go ahead and click on it to go back to your website. So think about how your client experience is. If you have a food truck, right? If someone's walking up to your food truck to get food, what's the first thing they're going to see? Are they going to see something dingy and dirty? Or or someone who's like not happy to be there? Just start brainstorming and write down what you want your clients to feel once they approach your business or get to your business. Okay, so then sales. So how are you going to get your sales? What's your sales strategy? You want to try to map it out and tweak it as much as you possibly can. Recruiting. At what point are you going to hire someone? And we'll get into this in another Friday night session, but really start to plan for success and plan for growth. You need to have an idea of when you'll be able to start recruiting people and how you're going to do it, right? And we talked about this on the vendors, your accounting. Are you going to be cash-based accounting? Are you going to be accrual accounting? Do you know what those are? You know, everything. You want to just try to make sure you think about it before you actually jump and dive in. Stocking and fulfillment. If you have a clothing line and you get all your inventory in from your vendors, where are you going to put it? Do you have a shelf? Do you have a inventorying system? I mean, even if it's with a Post-it note and a pen and a marker. So start thinking about this so you don't end up with a big cluster, and you can set these processes in place in the beginning, right? All right, cool. So let's move on to the next circle real quick. So take notes. A lot of what I touched on the market research live that we did last Friday was in regards to, kind of cyber stalking and seeing what other people are doing and seeing what they're selling things for and how they're wording things, seeing how their audience is responding and taking notice. What I want you to do as an exercise is to go to your email inbox. I use Gmail for my personal, and look and see what type of sales emails you're receiving. Like, I frequent JCPenney's a lot. Unfortunately, they're going through financial issues, but I go through JCPenney's and they send me emails all the time. Start taking notes about how often you're receiving those emails. Then start taking notes about where they're sending you to in these emails when you click on them? What type of images are you receiving? What's the wording? And then think about, did you buy it? Did you buy whatever they were advertising? Sales verbiage, sales content, how you word things is going to be crucial. And if you might not be, but if you are your ideal customer, you want to figure out what is triggering to you so then you can replicate it into your business. And that goes back to the sales process and sales strategy. You want to not try to reinvent the wheel. You want to enhance the wheel, right? You want to do what you know is going to work by definition because it has worked for you or on you, right? Okay, so the last circle, audience. I want you to think about the who, what, when, where, and why as it pertains to your audience. So who is this person? Who, what do they think about? What are they afraid of? What's their insecurity? What makes them feel the best that they can possibly feel? And then what do they do? Where are they going? When do they go there? What do they eat? All these different things that you definitely want to think about. Hi, Balaji, how are you? All these things that you definitely want to think about as you are deciding, okay, I need to market to this particular person versus this person, or I think this person is going to respond if I offer this particular piece of merchandise or service, okay? Definitely focus on their pain points. I can't tell you the last time I've actually seen somebody buy something without any emotion whatsoever. Like none. Like if you notice around holiday time, you'll see all these big body SUV vehicles, commercials being sold, and they have these like big bows on top of them. It's because they want somebody to feel triggered. They want someone to be like, oh, I feel it. I love that. I always wanted that. So it's all about emotion. So if you can figure out what your ideal customer's emotion is, what their pain points are, you're golden. You're good to go. So that is the research and development portion of tonight's session in a nutshell. So does anyone have any questions about what we discussed so far? I'm reading in the... Okay, gotcha. All right, so let's go ahead. We can go over here. While we do this, so I'm actually working on something a little unique, like a little special. And I want to know if this is actually something that'll be useful to you all while you're doing your research. So this is a My Business Research Tracker. Okay. So all the things that I want to talk about in our lives and I want to help you if you are starting your business or if you're trying to grow or expand your business, I'm creating this in a Google Sheet so then you could just copy it and it's totally 100% free. And I want you to be able to track all of your information. So the market research, the source, the item, the service, or the pricing, additional details, and then whether or not you're going to implement it or use it, right? Because you might not, but you want to keep it for future reference, okay? And then your idea product or service as it compares to that one and your price. And then tonight, what we discussed will be pretty much exactly the same thing on here. So if you're interested in getting a free copy of one of those, just DM me and I will go ahead and send it to you as the link to the Google Sheet, okay? So next up, we're going to actually talk about the Mission 100 again, just really quickly. If you weren't on the live last Friday, we discussed what Mission 100 is. So I am a firm believer of not doing something if you don't actually have a legitimate reason to do it. So one of the things that me and my team got together and we decided to discuss is what our mission is in the next year for the next 365 days. And what we decided to come up with is that we are extremely strong with launch strategies, with pivoting strategies, with helping people actually start their business, or adding an additional service or big product, right? So we decided to put the goal at 100. We would love to help either launch 100 businesses or within a business launch multiple different things, whether it's a course, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a membership subscription, whether it's a new book or an ebook. We want to be that source to help strategize and get you on your plan in order to hopefully bring in a lot of the additional revenue that you're hoping will come your way from this particular launch, right? So we feel like we can definitely do it. So if you are the one, or if you know someone who's looking to launch something within the next 365 days, hit us up. You can hit us up on our Facebook page, or you can send me a direct message, and I will make sure that we get something scheduled and get it on the books. So, all right, awesome. So what about this week did I actually learn? So I actually learned that, excuse me. So this actually has nothing to do with business. It has something to do with my children. I actually learned that my children, that my children are actually watching me. Like, I knew that my kids were watching me as far as, cooking and cleaning, and whether or not I actually, am, now that I'm working out and that I'm eating better, but my children are actually seriously watching me. My oldest son actually has been eating the same meals that Cozy Cloud created for me, and he was really enjoying them. And then my other son heard me talking about Mission 100, and he was like, Mom, I want to start a YouTube channel. And I was like, what do you want to do on your YouTube channel? And he wants to show STEM activities. So it's phenomenal. It is amazing what your kids are actually paying attention to and you don't even realize. So that is definitely something that I learned this week. And I think it's awesome. So, all right. So let's go in and answer. I had put up a post yesterday about different questions about business people would have, and I would give you my opinion and I would go ahead and answer them, right? Okay. So there was a really good one. Oh, congratulations to Kia on your mindset shift this week. Awesome. Her win was realizing that she had a lot more things in place than she realized, and that she's actually more skilled than she thought. So I think that is amazing. My response to her was, you go, girl. I basically gave her a high five, because nobody's going to tell you how good you are except for yourself, right? Cozy Cloud so her win was surviving the odds. At 42, she was 290 pounds. And now it's been 1,097 days with no meat, no dairy, and she's off of all medications. So that is amazing. Okay, so Charmaine said that she is dealing or struggling with the weakness of fear of starting her own shop, which is definitely something that I can definitely relate to, being afraid to do things initially and having to just push myself off the cliff, right? It's very common. It is something that I believe cannot be overcome in one night. It is something you have to diligently and intentionally work at every single day. So the exercise that I gave to her was, and definitely you can do this too if you are afraid of doing something or starting your own business, is to just get a blank sheet of paper and write down everything that you have ever done or have been good at or been praised for when you worked for someone else, and just keep on working. And just keep on writing it down. And then either on the next side or on the same page, make a list of all the things that you're good at in your personal life. Like, I'm a very good helpmate. That is definitely something that I, sometimes it gets me in trouble, but it's definitely something that I have grown to love about myself, and I've built a business around it, right? So once you get that list going and you feel like you're done and you've gotten everything out, I want you to just take a moment and look at the list and just be amazed at how much stuff and things that you've actually accomplished, that you've actually done, and that you're actually good at. And then see through market research if it's something that's marketable that somebody will pay for. And I very seriously have a good feeling that someone will, because there is something out there that somebody will buy from anyone. Why not it be you, right? Okay, so then let's see. Okay, so Dante Joe, a part of RBC, he said that the win is that they feel that their apparel, they just got a big shipment of their apparel in, and that the people love it, and to make sure that they give to the community what they want, and they love that. Okay. Terrence says that it's a win when you know how to find resources and have a solid team behind you. I'm not mad at that. I'm all about teamwork, okay? All about being together. Let's see. There was a question from Simone. So Simone wants to know, what is the best approach to convert your business to a digital platform during this pandemic? Well, that sounds like a launch to me. So what I would do is to, one, do your research, and then two, make sure that the platform that you're trying to put your business on is actually where your customers either already go or are willing to go to find you. Then it's all about putting in the itty bitty nitty gritty details. So you want to make sure that you don't sell yourself short, and that you give great descriptions on either your product or your service. And then you want to also make sure your branding is consistent to what they either knew you by in person, and either if you haven't rebranded, and make sure that it carries over to the online digital platform. And then you want to go ahead and make a marketing strategy or a social media strategy, because they're separate. Decide which one you want to do first, and figure out what you want to convey. Of course, you're going to want to let people know that, hey, you can find me over here now. But what else? You want to go through the whole brand awareness, because now you're on a digital platform and there's going to be millions upon millions of people that are going to have access to your business that didn't before and have no idea who you are. So make sure that you have a marketing strategy and a social media strategy, and make sure it includes at least some type of, whether it's a little bit of posts or a lot of bit of posts, right, of brand awareness, so that you can be introduced to the new people in the world who are going to grow to love you and want you. So I think that is a good question. So then her other question was, what are your feelings on mobile salon businesses during this pandemic? Honestly, I love them. I think it's such a great idea to do a mobile business if you have a place that people can go into. So me and my husband, we have a mobile barber that comes to the house. We are a family of 7. 6 people get their haircut. So it just makes sense, and majority of them are kids, for him to come to the house. He wears a mask. Me and my children, we wear a mask. He has on gloves. And then everything that he touches, he uses the restroom before he gets here. Everything that he touches, we wipe down and sanitize, even down to the shoes, right? So that would be my suggestion. Have something that either people are being just as cautious as you are with this pandemic, or have a place that people can go into where you're going to require temperature checks, maybe sign a waiver or two, make sure they have something that they can wash their hands and hand sanitizer, all of that good stuff, in addition to, the face coverings. But no, I think it's a definite good pivot, especially since a lot more people are willing to pay for convenience nowadays, since we're kind of forced to stay in the house. I think that's good. So Nikki, her win this week was continuing to reach her mini goals. That's what I'm talking about. Christina, love her. She said she's starting to be active on LinkedIn. awesome platform and have grown her connections. And she's now talking to potential clients. So I hope you get those clients, Christina. That's what I'm talking about. Lisa is having the opportunity to gain more computer knowledge. I love that. Michi, her win this week was yielding to the ministry call on her life. That's what I'm talking about. You have to listen, because if not, he will surely kick you on your behind. So you don't have no choice but to listen, okay? So Balaji, actually, her win was the Goddess Talk app dropped 1 week ago, and she has over 200 Black businesses listed, which is amazing. And I saw the post today, Balaji, with Redman. Amazing. That is amazing for you. I'm so proud of you. You got to give like sisterly to sisterly love. What is it called? Women supporting women. God, that is amazing. Super excited for you. Okay, so Estrelita, we talked about her win, having a bang up real estate month. So the challenge that she is facing as a realtor is she didn't know that some of her clients had come into contact with COVID, and she was wondering if anybody else is screening clients before they meet, or what other questions they're having. My response to her was that I have heard locally here in Tampa that some real estate agents are screening and they're asking those questions. Nail technicians for sure, mobile, and the ones who have a brick and mortar are asking for sure, and they're making you actually sign a waiver. So I think definitely do your due diligence, and don't worry about whether or not they don't want to go on a showing with you. If you say, well, I can't take you because you've been around someone who has COVID, or I can't take you because you aren't willing to disclose that information, you have to protect yourself first and foremost. So I think that's pretty much good. Awesome. Okay, well, I think that was all the questions and wins that I got from everybody. Does anybody else have a question before we go ahead and say good night? Oh, Jackie says, yes, I needed that. Okay, I will get it to you, Jackie. Oh, Takia said I need one of those too. All right, I got you, ladies. Definitely. Anya says every day, every client. Ugh. Anya is definitely a business bestie. We definitely talk. So don't mind her, y'all. We just going through something. She just actually finished. She didn't say her win. She probably didn't see the post, but she just actually finished a huge, huge launch. So the one of her businesses, they put on a huge convention every single year, typically in the spring, different states and cities every single year. One year they actually had it here in Tampa at the convention center. They sold out the entire convention center, and on multiple floors. So it's massive. People flew from all over the United States, different countries, the vendors. It was huge, informative, beautiful, and she just did a bang up job with the marketing and the coordination and everything. So this year with COVID was actually their first year going digital, and their launch was, I believe, on Wednesday, the 29th and the 30th. And she said it was absolutely successful. It was amazing. I'm so proud of her. It is very difficult to successfully launch something, but it's even harder to launch when you have something stationary and you're trying to get your regulars, to move over to another platform in a short amount of time. So my hat's off to you, ladies. You guys did a great job. Go Anya and team. All right, well, if we don't have any more questions. Oh, Terrence said, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you too, Terrence, with your RBC self. So if there's no more questions, oh, there's one. It says, what are your thoughts on LLCs versus corporation business structures for nonprofits? Honestly, so I try not to give a lot of opinions on corporate structures for a couple of reasons. One, I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction, because there's a lot of questions that you need to go through. I have a checklist to make sure you're asking the right questions, to make sure you're going to set it up correctly. I always refer my clients to either the IRS website that actually has the most ironclad definition of each business type of structure, or to talk to an accountant, a CPA, for a number of reasons. Not just for people think, oh, it's just for write-offs. No, you want to make sure that you are setting up your business for success. And a CPA is not only going to know the tax loopholes, but they're also going to know how you should be registering things. They're going to know how you should be doing your accounting system, everything under the sun. And they're going to really be the people who are going to give you the best advice. And, you know, they have the certification and they have, hopefully, if they're legitimate, omit and errors insurance. So if they steer you wrong, and you can sue, obviously. I don't want to get sued. So I would say to definitely seek the guidance of a CPA, a tax accountant, and find out exactly which one is going to be the best one for your nonprofit. I do see a lot of nonprofits being incorporated. So I will put that out there, but I'm not telling you what to do. Let's see. I want to leave my 15-year career to further pursue my entrepreneurship, but very afraid. Okay, well, why are you afraid, Jackie? Do you know? Is it because of money? Is it because of your lack of confidence in yourself and what you're able to do? She didn't write back. So I'm going to give you the answer if the answer is just, you know, just a broad stroke of fear, right? Once you decide what it is that is making you afraid, whether or not it's the fact that you have the ability to be a salesperson in your business, whether or not it's the fact that you have the ability to do marketing for your business, or whether or not you are actually good enough to start your business, what I would say is to, in addition to the exercise that I said earlier in the live about writing down your strengths and your accomplishments and what you've been able to do. And I know since you've been working somewhere for 15 years, you know how to do a lot, right? Like there's probably things that you don't even realize that you can do that is marketable and profitable until you actually write it down. So you said the fear of the unknown. You know, honestly, to work through that is focusing on your goal and then making an executable plan to get there, a strategy, figuring out what it is that you think that you need to do in order to get there. It may be that you might need to partner with a coach. It may be that you might need to work with Assist-U and we can consult you and create an actual strategy plan for you to follow on your own. All right, because we don't do coaching, we're like consultants. But you got to figure out what the trigger point is and figure out what steps you're going to take in order to get to what your end destination is. So if you're working somewhere full time and you know that ultimately you want to quit and to leave, you need to decide, okay, I need to be, if salary is an issue, knowing whether or not you're going to be able to make or match what you're currently making, you need to get to know your numbers. Once you decide how much your price is, then you figure out how many customers you're going to need. Then to figure out how many from the customers you need, you want to figure out how you're going to get to them. And it's a step-by-step process. And then you want to drill down to the most minute amount possible to figure out how much is it going to cost for you to get to that point. And then once you figure out how much it's going to cost for you to get to that point, then you know, okay, I have this much, and I know that this much is going to make me this much. I'm ready to go. And then you can have confidence. I don't know if you're much like me, where my confidence comes from numbers and from actual facts. But that's how I build confidence when I'm afraid to do something new or to do something larger than life or larger than what I currently am. But I drill down to the smallest little thing. I can tell you guys right now exactly how much it costs. I mean, I won't, but I can tell you how much it costs for me to have one employee versus one client and the profit margin between the two, and why I feel confident hiring people onto my team. And I don't, even if I don't know if it's going to work out or not. So I would say hold on to the facts, hold on to the numbers, make a strategic plan, and then follow it. Okay. Let's see. So she wants to know about insurance consistency taxes. Jackie, send me a DM and we'll get into that. We could actually do some research for you and for free and let you know, get some quotes going for you, so then you can actually create your first like preliminary budget, right? Unknown is the best way to find opportunities, Terrence. Yep, I totally agree. Anya says, without uncertainty, we'd never start a business or risk loving someone new. There are no guarantees when we step into the unknown. That is so true. That's so true. Terrence said, did I do my jumping jacks? No, I did not. I did not do my jumping jacks today. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, we are 45 minutes into this party, and I hope you got something out of it. Again, if you would like to have the researching my business little Google sheet for you so that you can start tracking all of the information that you're doing in order to start your business, please either put a comment here on the live or send me a message and I can go ahead and email that Google link to you. I want to say, you know, I'm going to start ending my lives exactly how I end all of my meetings. I always ask, did you have fun? I hope you did. Like, I really hope you did, because I had a ball, an absolute ball. This is so my jam. This is my element. And I love everything business. So if you are catching the replay, I hope that you can catch us live next Friday. It'll be the same time, same place, same Antonia, same Assist-U at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for coming. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to get back to work. Got some more things to do. Bye.